The Labour Party is currently navigating a tempestuous internal crisis, casting a long shadow over Keir Starmer's leadership and potentially jeopardizing his political future. This escalating turmoil stems from a widespread rebellion within the party, ignited by Starmer's contentious welfare reform proposals, which many within Labour see as a betrayal of his promises of unity and solidarity. The anatomy of a rebellion, a party divided. The dissent is no longer confined to hushed whispers in backrooms, it has erupted into an open and direct challenge. Reliable reports indicate that over 100 Labour MPs have openly voiced their strong opposition to the government's proposed cuts to personal independence payment, PIP, benefits, alongside a freeze on certain elements of universal credit. These reforms, designed to save £5 billion by 2030, have triggered widespread outrage, not just within the party but among the UK's most vulnerable communities. Critics fear these cuts could plunge hundreds of thousands of people into severe poverty. Did you know that over 95% of our viewers aren't subscribed to the channel? We totally get it, life gets busy, and sometimes it's easy to forget. But here's the thing, subscribing is completely free, and it really helps us keep creating the content you enjoy. So why not hit that subscribe button and join our community? It only takes a second, but it makes a world of difference to us. Thank you for your support. This crisis is being hailed as one of the most significant challenges in modern Labour history, with many members and voters feeling that Starmer has strayed from the party's foundational principles. Once hailed as a unifier, he is now increasingly viewed as a disconnected leader, clinging to a crumbling position amidst plummeting popularity. Political and social fallout, eroding public trust. Despite Keir Starmer's insistence that these reforms are compassionate and pragmatic, and vital for fixing a failing welfare system, opinion polls tell a starkly different story. Figures reveal a substantial decline in public support for Starmer, particularly among the very demographics that traditionally form Labour's bedrock: working-class voters, disabled communities, and long-standing party loyalists. This erosion of support has led many of these erstwhile Labour voters to seriously consider political alternatives, such as backing the Green Party or Reform UK, or even abstaining from voting altogether. Starmer's media image has also taken a hit. Once seen as a principled alternative to conservative chaos, he is now frequently described as cold, managerial, and out of touch. Even media outlets that previously offered cautious support are openly questioning whether Labour, under his leadership, is truly any different from the Tories. Starmer's attempts to reset the narrative through national speeches have largely failed. These addresses have notably lacked apology or empathy, instead offering emotionless talk of modernisation and tough choices, making them sound more like corporate memos than inspiring political addresses. Public outcry and internal challenges, an uncertain future. The crisis has spilled beyond the walls of Parliament and onto the streets. Large-scale protests have erupted outside Labour HQ in Southwark, where demonstrators have pitched tents and displayed banners denouncing Labour's betrayal. Disabled activists have chained themselves to Parliament's gates, expressing their outright rejection of reforms they believe will devastate their lives. Former Labour supporters have taken to social media and television to share raw, painful stories of survival and despair, explaining how these proposed cuts would profoundly impact their well-being. Resistance has intensified even within government departments, with reports alleging that civil servants in the Department for Work and Pensions have threatened mass resignations. Furthermore, internal data has reportedly been leaked, purporting to show that the reforms would lead to spikes in homelessness, suicide, and long-term poverty. These warnings are not hypothetical, they are credible and chilling. Tough choices ahead, the countdown begins. As the challenge mounts, prominent figures within the party are being mooted as potential successors to Starmer, including Angela Rayner, Lisa Nandy, Wes Streeting, and Andy Burnham. While Rayner recently denied any leadership aspirations, the mere circulation of these names underscores the gravity of the crisis and the shaken confidence in Starmer's leadership. Meanwhile, both the Conservative Party and Reform UK, led by Nigel Farage, are closely watching these developments, poised to capitalise on Labour's internal divisions. Prime Minister Rishi Sunak's team is reportedly already crafting attack ads focused on Labour's internal chaos, aiming to position the Tories as a more stable and, paradoxically, less cruel alternative. Nigel Farage, for his part, is actively working to absorb disillusioned working-class voters who feel betrayed by Labour's perceived shift towards austerity. Keir Starmer now faces three stark choices: reverse course on these contentious reforms, step down from his position, or risk being removed. Insiders suggest he has only days before his authority could completely disintegrate. Union leaders have issued direct warnings, major donors are pulling their support, and local Labour branches are reportedly refusing to campaign under his leadership. Should he step down, Labour would be plunged into a leadership contest with a general election looming. However, if he stays, the party risks further fragmentation, or worse, political extinction for a party that was once the undisputed voice of the working class. Can Keir Starmer steer his ship away from this looming iceberg, or will this rebellion ultimately unseat him and reshape the British political landscape forever?